going on? Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. I always forget to say Be the Difference Clothing. So how was everybody's day? How was your night? I hope it was amazing. As my day was pretty decent. It wasn't as amazing as normal, but hey, I lived, I survived, and I'm happy to say that I'm here with you guys. Although, I do wish that I could have gone to the gym tonight. Hey Eva! Welcome to Hello World. Yes. So I wish I could have gone to the gym, but there's really no time to go when I work late on Tuesdays. So I always try to figure like, oh, maybe I could juggle doing both. But that's not possible because by the time I get to change, and I know you guys can say you should just take a change of clothes with you, but I don't feel like it. I want to change where I want to change. I needed to see that. Aw, thank you. How was your day? What's going on? Hey there, Shamrock Pixie, my little homegirl. What's going on, girl? How are you? I hope your day was good. I saw you both of you pretty much throughout the day. I saw both of you. So guys, how was your day? Like I said, my day was good. It wasn't extraordinary like how it's been, but it's okay. I'm still good though. I'm still alive. I'm still happy. So yes. Guys, did I tell you? I don't know if you saw last night, but so a group of us, we used to take this class called Afterburn at the gym. And one of the trainers just up and left. And so that pretty much left everybody to like kind of work out on your own or find a different class to go to. So last night we started working hey Clem. We started working out together. And let me tell you, we did a cute little circuit. Yes. I mean, I have not sweat like that since I trained with my old trainer who also left the gym. So yes. And then the cutest thing they said afterwards was like, yeah, Joy, so we'll see you on Wednesday. And I'm like, okay. So like they want to keep it up. And I'm like, okay. So I had to change my hair appointment. Yes, I did, because I'd rather work out and hang around people than to be getting my hair done when I could get it done on Friday. So 1 or 2 days later isn't gonna hurt anybody. Yeah, no problem, girl. I never even really knew what those wrenches do. So I just gave it and I was like, oh, the Shamrock. And you know what I really wanted? I wanted to give one to you. Remember that day when I was talking about sacrifice and all of those trolls just came out of nowhere? I think my title attracted them for some reason. Maybe I should put more like titles like that. But hey, Melissa W. Welcome to Hello World. Yes. So guys, remember, if you don't know each other, which I think all of you have met each other at least once or twice, please check out each other's channels because there's a lot of great content on YouTube and a lot of your channels have a lot of good content. I know Shamrock has a lot of good stuff. I got to check out you guys too, Melissa and Eva, to see what you're up to. You guys never do lives, but I always see you in everybody else's lives. So, I have to go check your pages out like that too. If you ever wanted to follow me on any other social media platform that I'm on or want to contact me directly, look at the links below. You'll have the email, you'll have a phone number, my telephone number, my personal telephone number. You will also be able to hit me up on Instagram. The Facebook is a business page, so I don't have, the way it's set up as a business. So you really don't have much that you can do as a business on Facebook page, the way it was set up. So I can only like respond to messages, but I can't go and start like doing what I can do on Instagram. And anyway, I don't like the Facebook platform too much. Anyway, I prefer Instagram, or maybe I just got used to Instagram. But yeah, I feel like maybe more and more people are on Instagram, or maybe I'm just being biased. I don't know. But you can always look at the description below. You can check out the merch that I make, the books that I've written. Books, wow. You can also check out the mini series that I have done. I'm actually looking to document a single parent. So if any of you know of anybody who is a single parent and would love to talk about being a single parent, or if you're a child of a single parent, I would love to document that, because I'm pretty sure there are a ton of people out here who are going through the same things that you're going through. And it just is more helpful when you can say, wow, I'm not the only parent, or I'm not the only child feeling this way, or adult child, or whatever the case may be. But I like to get those things so that we all could, kind of learn about each other, and not only just learn about each other, but just know that we're not as different as, media makes us feel or seem. So yes. Uh, hey, Adam Exploits. Welcome to Hello World. Yes. Guys, they sang a cute little song this morning. I was at work like do 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 do, and I was like, oh, like blushing. I was like, oh, do, do, do. That's what I look like when you guys sing hello to me in the morning. So now from now on, when Tracy's doing good morning, I can't remember the tune, but whenever she sings that, I'm doing this in my chair like, oh. And I'm saying that too, like, oh. So yes. But I'm thankful that you guys have joined me. And tonight I want to talk about words and their meaning. So I'm just going to use a few different words. Some words are just popping into my head right now. And if you want to throw out a word as well, let's dissect the meaning of them. So the first word that is always on the top of my mind is love. Do you know how often people throw that word around like a tennis ball, just popping it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, to the point where it loses its essence, its true meaning, its core value? And then once it loses its core value, you kind of forget that that's a strong word. Like when you tell someone that you love them, know that you are saying that unconditionally you absolutely think they are amazing. You will care for them in their ignorance, in their bliss, and in bad times or worse times. That's what love is. Unconditional love is even worse than love, because that means if somebody slaps you up, you turn the next cheek, and you turn the next cheek, and they keep on slapping you up. That unconditional love is supposed to stay. So before you say, oh, I have unconditional love for someone, just remember what you're saying, because words are powerful and they carry a lot of meaning. If you cannot live up to the words, then maybe slow down and think before you start choosing your words. Yeah, that may sound crazy, but then again, that means a lot of us will be talking a lot slowly, a lot slower. We wouldn't talk as quick. We wouldn't say the first thing that comes to our mind. We would actually kind of think like, oh, wait a second. I need to attach this word to how I truly feel. So if you don't really love someone and you just say, oh yeah, I love you too, you are watering down that meaning of the word love. And then you're also watering it down in your own self. So here we go. When you finally feel like you've fallen in love, you won't even know the difference, because you threw the word around so often that it lost its power in your mind. So if you really do love someone, you can tell them. But if you care about somebody, you can also say, I care about X, Y, and Z. That carries a lot of weight, but it's not as heavy as saying that you actually love someone. So now let's just say if someone you tell that you love, and they honestly believe that, but you were just saying it because it's a cliche, or what you really meant to say was, yeah, I care about you, but I'm not loving you the way you think, right? So when you hurt their feelings, that word loves gets twisted because they're like, but I thought you loved me. And I'm not talking about like romantic love. I'm just saying love in general, right? Because you tell somebody you love them, and then when you disappoint them, like to the nth degree, then they're like, wow, if this is what love is, then I don't want it. So then we see so many broken people walking around because they've gotten the word misused on them, or they've misused the word love on many people. So now everybody's just walking around in a big ball of confusion with what does love really mean. I think a lot of times we should probably start going back to the good old book, not Wikipedia, to a real dictionary and start looking up the true meaning of words and understand the definition and really apply it to our speaking. Now, romantic love. I don't think there's anything wrong with people who think they are in love, because when you feel that emotion, it's just, you probably at that point in time really do feel that way. And maybe it carries over into the rest of your lives, which is a beautiful thing. Because if we all experience a less heartbreak from romantic love or just love in general, then, we can bounce back and be more useful to each other. Oh, but when that heart gets broken, some people refuse to heal and just jump to the next situation or person so that they don't feel that burn. But meanwhile, you're just piling that burden on because the next person who comes along does not meet the standards of what you thought love was with the person that you were just with, who broke your heart. And now you can't stand the new person because you're still hurting over the first person, and you never detached that love from the first person. You carry it over to the next person, and then that relationship goes bad. Then the cycle continues and continues and continues and continues until somebody says, you know what? I can't deal with this anymore. I need to fix what the true hurt was so that I can be whole for someone else. Your true person, or your true husband or wife, or your true whoever you end up living. Because maybe not a lot of people don't believe in marriage. I don't know. But whoever you end up with, for real, like who is like the closest match to you, you want that to be good. And like I always say, how can it be good if you're not open to saying, I want more blessings, or if you haven't taken care of your previous relationships and expect to get blessed with something better, but you haven't healed from that previous heartbreak? Now, let's just say people don't heal from a previous heartbreak and they ignore those feelings and are able to move on. That's fine. But then a part of you becomes a little hard. So eventually, I believe, that's my personal belief, that those things will come rising back up in some way, shape, or form. How you handle it and recognize that it's coming from that particular situation is really up to you and knowing who you are. Yes. Okay, let's think of another word. Peace. Everybody wants peace, but are we willing to do what it takes to have peace? Let's look up the dictionary definition of what peace really means. And I'm going to just use my little dictionary on the laptop just because I think it's faster. Let's see, peace. Freedom from disturbance, quiet and tranquility. Freedom from disturbance, quiet and tranquility. So, guys, if our world really wants peace, then maybe we need to stop warring. Ooh. What, Joy? You said to stop warring? Yes. Right? Because peace is freedom from disturbance, quiet, and tranquility. Hmm. Oh, but war makes so much money. So I don't know how that'll work out. But in our own individual lives, we can definitely apply that. Freedom from disturbance. Somebody wants to come start an argument with you. You have the power, regardless of what you think, you absolutely have the power to either allow them to help you react in a good way or in a negative way. Yes, because the power is in your hands, in my hands. See, I have a quick temper sometimes, especially when I'm driving. Well, mostly when I'm driving. Okay, mostly when I'm driving. So if somebody cuts me off, I'm not thinking about peace and tranquility at that first moment. I'm a work in progress. I'm trying. I don't curse people out, but I definitely, do a lot of that. uh, I may call someone stupid, but what I could do is just lean back, enjoy my peace and tranquility, free myself from disturbance because somebody might be crazier than me and see me going like this, pull up next to me and pull up a gun and shoot me. Those are the consequences to the reactions or the actions we decide to take. I know that may sound extreme, but look, guys, sometimes people do the most extreme thing depending on where they are at that moment in time. So, being that we don't understand everyone's temperament at times, we should walk a little more peacefully, yes, with tranquility and free ourselves from disturbance. So, what does that mean, guys? How do we apply that to everyday life? You take your time in speaking, you try your best to speak nothing but good. Speak life into people. Because when you speak life into people, there's no room for, or not as much room for, the negatives in the world to really affect you because your mind is in a different place. Peace and tranquility. How can we free ourselves from disturbance? We can become the peace that our surroundings need. Perfect example. I pulled up to go do my laundry at my dad's house, and there was a minivan in the driveway. So I just gently honked with my signal on, and the guy just pretty much ignored me. Then I went honked again. He still ignored me. Then he had the nerve to get out of his car and stand there. I said, zoo, you know, fast forward. This same guy this past Sunday, he was like, "Oh my goodness, your father, he is so great. He's a gift for God. Oh, I didn't know you were his daughter. I'm so sorry." I was like, "Yeah, you were mean to me the other day. That wasn't nice." He said, "I'm so sorry, sister. Yes, that's your father. I'm sorry. Peace for you, peace." So ironically, now there's peace between me and this guy because every time I would see him, I would give him the side eye, like, really? You had me as a female sitting in my car, beeping at you more than one time to please remove your vehicle from the driveway so I can park and possibly not get hit by oncoming traffic. But yet you still, as a man, stood there and ignored me. A man stood there and ignored me. So, I definitely had no happiness for this man. But now we have peace. And I'm not going to keep carrying the thing that happened before because now we have an understanding. He's like, "Okay, I didn't know." But I don't know what my dad may have told him or what his conversation may have been for him to feel like, my dad was this great guy to him. I don't know. But I'm glad because now there's peace, tranquility, and freedom of disturbance between me, myself, and him and our vehicles. And now we can live in harmony as neighbors whenever I go over there. And there's a respect. When you have peace, there is a respect that comes with that. Yes. So when we keep hearing people say, "I want peace in my life. I want peace in my life," you need to say to them, "So what are you doing to get that peace in your life? What is going on in your life that you can control? Not other people, but you yourself can control that can create that peace and tranquility and freedom of disturbance until it catches on like wildfire." Because while it's very easy for negativity to spread, it's just as easy for positivity to spread. So if you're being positive, like they say, light always outshines darkness, right? Just saying. Do you think our world understands what peace, the definition of what peace really means? If it did, then we would not be warring every day with other countries trying to fight for their possessions. Are there things going on behind the scenes that none of us are aware of? Absolutely. Is that our business and duty? To a degree, yes. Because if we want to spread peace and tranquility, you never know what your word may do to people in power. Change your heart. It can happen to anyone. Yes. Because you're that much more powerful than negativity or that much more powerful than any negative force. You will always win. So, can peace and tranquility and freedom of disturbance happen? Yes. Will it take a lot of discipline? Oh, absolutely. All of us would have to be on one accord with that. But start with you first. Hmm. Diet. I talked about this last night and I am guilty of it, guys. This is what I've been chomping on. This is a strawberry wafer. From the moment I walked in, I've been snacking on that. Yes, I'm not even going to lie. The package is almost done. I don't know. But everybody thinks that a diet is something that goes for 21 to 30 days. Uh-uh. Let's look at what diet really means. Because maybe I just have an idea of what diet means. Hmm. Kinds of food that a person, animal, or community habitually eat. Okay. Maybe I'm thinking more of a lifestyle. But diets, I think a lot of these diets that are out here have a lot of different chemicals in them. So if you want a diet, try to find a diet that is not using too many artificial things. And if you don't know if they're artificial, read the labels and then read the warnings too. Because I remember I went to there was a bodybuilding contest going on and I just happened to be in the area, so I was going there just to see what was going on to be nosy, right? So I picked up a knapsack, and with the knapsack they gave me two packets of like um, I guess energy drinks or whatever, powdered energy drinks. And so I said, I don't typically like powdered energy drinks because I'm a water girl and I don't think that that stuff is good. So I read the label and it said in California, it was found to cause cancer. Why is it only in California that it's okay for it to be causing cancer and not everywhere else? So I said, you know what, I'm not drinking that. So while it will help give me protein, I'm also susceptible to maybe getting cancer from taking that. What in the world did they put in there? So that's all I mean, guys. While it's out, the package says good, has 15 grams of protein and a whole bunch of amino acids. But yet, in the back of the label, it says may cause cancer. What? How about I just drink a few eggs like Rocky did? No, I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying, let's get our energy from sources that aren't as manipulated as the quick fix stuff. So if you want to diet, think about the foods that you want to eat that are nutritious. I think you should have some non-nutritious things, maybe one or two pieces. But over time, when you've been eating a certain way, some of the things that you have um, indulged in may go away. See, now I've been eating very good, guys, and I don't know why I still have a taste for potato chips and I still have a taste for sugar wafers. And I never had a taste for sugar wafers before. So I don't know where that's coming from. You would think, though, the way I eat, you'd be like, you eat that garbage? Yes. But I'm not thinking about a diet. I'm thinking about a lifestyle change where if I eat as good as I can, then maybe it's going to maintain me a little longer. I talk about that frequently too. But these are the things that go on in my head because I don't want to have to be waited on. Because maybe if I would have treated my body a little differently, it could have prevented that waiting on a little longer. I told you guys I met a 90-year-old woman that's healthier than me. Okay, maybe she's not healthier than me, but she moves faster than me. She still drives. She works a few different things. She does volunteering. She does a whole lot of stuff at 90. And the only thing she has wrong with her is maybe eye issue here and there. And then she has to watch her pressure. That's it. 90. Homegirl probably drive better than me too. But I tell you, she is sharp as a whip. At 90, her face doesn't even look 90. Her face looks like she can't be any more than maybe 65. Skin tight, skin nice and fresh. Her eyes are bright, skin is vibrant. Yes, she wasn't wearing makeup either. So, guys, it is very possible for us to have a nice, healthy meal option plan in our lives that we can incorporate in our lives. We just have to try. Yes, to try. And once you try, it becomes a habit. Once it becomes a habit, it's your lifestyle. Forgiveness. Yes, yes, yes. Let us look up what forgiveness means because I struggled with that word for a long time. Forgiveness. The action or process of forgiving or being forgiven. How many of us forgive and then 5 minutes later, once they do something else, you ready to take that forgiveness all the way back again? If you truly want to free yourself from a hurt that someone caused you, forgiveness is the only way. Forgetting about it? No, you won't forget. But once you forgive someone, that cuts any emotional tie that you had with the situation or the person. And therefore, there's no more power there. Will it be a quick thing for us to do? Sometimes no, because we're all works in progress. We're all human, and sometimes those scenarios start playing back in our minds. And then once you start thinking about it, like, ew. But eventually, through time and through dealing with your own emotions and dealing with that past hurt, you can eventually say, you know what? Yes, they did X, Y, and Z, but it doesn't affect me anymore. It has no power. Can that take years? Absolutely. But guess what? As long as you have air in your lungs and you're trying, you are forgiven. Okay, so here's another thing. You want to know how you can make forgiveness go fast and really and really make that thing work fast? Think about how many people you want to forgive you for what you've done to them. You don't want them holding on to that, right? Because you never intended for that hurt to affect them that way, right? You don't want that thought of like, wow, you scarred somebody for life. You wouldn't want that. So that maybe that might help you forgive someone faster. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But it makes you think twice about how long and how hard and how deep you want to hold on to unforgiveness or a grudge. Because none of us want people to be angry at us. None of us. But if you can put your mind in another person's head and be like, you know what? I don't want to forgive Joy because she did X, Y, and Z. She hurt me. I can't stand Joy. I don't want to forgive her. And if I thought that that's how they truly felt, would I really want them not to forgive me? Absolutely, I would want them to forgive me. So, therefore, when somebody hurts me or does something to offend me, I can try my best to let that go a little bit faster because I don't want that same thing that happened to me if that were me doing it to someone else. Sometimes we do things unintentionally, sometimes we do things intentionally. You know the difference. Weigh that for yourself. But forgiveness, guys, think about right now, if there's anyone on your list who's truly offended you and you just can't seem to get past it. Now think about someone else who's thinking about you the same way. Wouldn't you want them to get past it because you don't want to have that ill will feeling that somebody has towards you, right? Some offenses take longer to forgive. I don't know if there's any offenses that you truly can't forgive because the reason why I say this, think about all of the people. Let's just say, for example, and these are real life stories. I just don't know the names or whatever, but um, someone murdered your loved one, right? And then there are people in the audience who like may have been the husband, the wife, or the child of the parent who was murdered. And they actually say, you know what, I forgive you for what you did. So if someone is capable of forgiving someone of murder, taking that very person you love that you felt should have lived a lot longer, if they can do that, then I'm sure we can forgive somebody for hurting our feelings, right? Like imagine that. Someone murdered someone that you loved, like for real loved, or cared about deeply. And you stood face to face with that murderer and looked them in the eye and said, I truly do forgive you for what you did. That takes a whole lot. So if that person can take a whole lot, then we can take a little bit, right? Because we're talking about someone who's not no longer breathing, no longer speaking, no longer sharing hugs and kisses and conversations, right? Just taken away from that person, and they were able to look at the murderer and say, "I forgive you." Guys, we need to reevaluate how long we hold on to grudges sometimes, and just think about all the people who really have lost or gone through some terrible, terrible things that thankfully a lot of us may never have to go through. So, guys, I ask you this: who do you have to forgive today tomorrow, last night, last month, that what their offense did was not as harsh as as them murdering a loved one or someone that you cared for or loved, your child. Think about it. Maybe it's not that serious then, right? I'm not saying that we don't have a right to be angry and upset, but I'm just saying how long is enough to keep carrying those emotions that will only eat you up inside and cause illnesses that you don't need because you need to be too effective for the rest of the world. Yes. So when you tell someone you forgive them, truly mean that. If you're not ready to forgive them, maybe just stare at them. I don't know. But don't say words that you don't mean. Because if you forgive them, you're telling them on a false pretense that I no longer am holding you accountable for how I felt because of what you did. So then when you get mad all over again, they don't understand why. And that causes more tension for no reason. So if you truly are not ready to forgive someone, don't tell them that. Yeah, I forgive you. Just because you want things to, you know, smooth over. Just be honest. Say, maybe don't say anything and maybe just hug them or just give them the stink eye and keep moving. I don't know. You'll figure it out. But don't tell people things that you don't mean. Don't tell them that you love them if you really don't mean love. You can always tell somebody, yeah, I care about you too. Yes. If somebody tells you that they love you, you don't have to just go back and say, oh, I love you too, just because they said it. Because if you don't mean it, you're throwing out words that no longer will have power or the right power because you're just throwing stuff out there. You're losing the essence of the meaning of words. You're throwing out emotions that will no longer be as sticky because you don't have any attachment to them anymore. Hate. Let's see what that means. Hey, borderline hatterish. I always mess your name up. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Jenny B. Hope you feel good. Hate. Feel intense or passionate dislike for someone. Okay, so it's a passionate dislike. So I can really hate somebody, but it really means I have a passionate dislike. That's what the dictionary says. Uh-oh. Then in the little parentheses in italics, it says feelings of hate and revenge. No, let's not use that word. You can just say I dislike somebody, but really understand what dislikes mean. Dislike means. I can only think on maybe two fingers, maybe no, less than that. I can really only think of a few people that I dislike. Now, for me to dislike you and not even know you, I've learned for myself that then there's something wrong with that person because I don't just dislike people for no reason. It's something not right with them. Can't put my finger on it, but it's something. And it could just be for me to protect myself from whatever they could possibly do that could hurt me more than the next person, right? Because I know that I'm a sensitive person to other people's emotions, right? So let's just say someone comes along and pretends, and I just know that they're pretending, and I know that something inside me says stay away from them, but I ignore that feeling. 9 times out of 10, they will crush me, and it will take a long time for me to recuperate from being crushed. So, guys, don't ignore when your spirit is telling you to be leery or weary of another spirit. Because that's what we are. We're all spirits dressed up in human form. Not all spirits can dwell together. And as much as I try to preach every single day that we all can be the difference, we can, but there's some people that are meant for others. You know what I mean? They're strong enough to handle whatever weight they're carrying. Maybe I'm not strong enough to handle whatever weight somebody's carrying that I truly can't mesh with. Because one, it may destroy me, or two, it may destroy me. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But you know the difference. And do I think that there are bad people in the world? I think maybe like 5% of the entire population are bad. I truly believe that. But a lot of us are carrying things that some of us can't handle. And it's okay. But it doesn't mean that you still can't be the difference in other people's lives. Don't let that change your mood. So, are there things that we say that we hate? Oh, yeah, I hate her hair. What? You have that much dislike and passion for that person's hair that it make you feel that way? And when you say you hate, that brings up a whole lot of negative, angry emotions. And how is that doing you any good to be throwing out those kind of curses on people? I hate this about this person. I can't stand them. Well, no, I could say I can't stand, but I hate this. I hate this world. I hate my job. What? I hate X, Y, and Z. Why do you have such intense emotions towards a thing or a person? It doesn't have to be that way. You can say I dislike. That feels a lot less, strong of a word. Still carries meaning, but to hate, you got to take that from the pit of your being just to come up and say that. You don't want to hate anybody. You can dislike the things that people do, but you don't want to hate anybody. So the next time you really dislike something, just say, oh, I dislike that. Don't say I hate. Words are powerful. Because if you start hating that, then you're going to start hating this. You're going to start hating that. You're going to start hating humankind, mankind. Then you're going to start hating yourself. Words are powerful. So I challenge all of us, including myself, to really, 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 really think about what we say and put our sentences together the best way possible in all situations, if possible. That'll make us better people. That'll make us think a lot deeper. That'll make us be more conscious of the meaning and content and context of words that are used. So, how powerful are your words, guys? They are very powerful. You can either give life or death. So, when you say hate, you're giving death to something. You're wishing death upon something. That's my own thing. That's not what the dictionary said. But think about it. All of the things in our world that always proclaimed hate, always destroyed, right? Ended up destroying a whole lot, like a locust, just destroying things. So you don't want to hate. You can dislike, you can strongly dislike, but don't hate. And don't throw around the word so freely. Don't throw around love so freely. Don't throw around forgiveness so freely. Think about these things and tie it to your emotion. Because I think if we think about them more deeply before we use them, then you'll understand like you're not ready yet. And there's nothing wrong with not being ready to forgive someone, but you don't have to treat them badly. Maybe keep your distance until you can find the strength to forgive them and not forget, but to forgive them of the offense that was done. But you know what, guys? I really do love you guys. I really do have deep caring for you guys. I do, yes. Because I know I do, because my life has only been enhanced. I haven't gone too many days with being like angry or upset. I get ticked off. Yes. I do, yes. Do I have a short temper? Not as much. But I can always turn on my YouTube and find friendly faces or friendly names in the chat and chat away. Even real life people that I see every day or a few days a week. So, guys, just know you are the difference. You are beautiful. No matter how bad or how good your day may have been, you still are being the difference. Maybe you may have to pick yourself up. Maybe you may need support to help pick you up, to get you through trying times. That's okay. There's no such thing as perfection. And honestly, do you really want to live a perfect life? Because when you live a perfect life, that means you don't need to be with anybody else, because we're all imperfect. And perfection doesn't need to be with imperfection. So I don't mind being imperfect. I'd rather be imperfect with you than be perfect by myself and try to continue to live up to standards that are not attainable, at least for me. So just know that your life is necessary to someone, everyone, to me. So never give up, never quit, never stop focusing, never stop learning yourself, never stop inspiring, never stop encouraging, never stop looking at yourself in the mirror to see who you are and loving every ounce of your soul. Never stop caring for people. Give a friendly word, give a encouragement, give a smile. Sometimes you don't even have to say anything. Sometimes the best relief is just, okay, that's a hard smile, but whatever you can do. Give some comedy relief to someone. Call somebody. If someone comes to mind, pick up the phone and call them. Because that may mean they need you. I'm on here every single evening between 7 and 9. And I appreciate you guys for joining me for another episode of Hello World. Don't forget to get to know each other in the chat, follow each other's pages, definitely like, subscribe, share each other's content, because you never know. Someone may need to hear something, even though you may have thought it was superficial, but to them, that might have been the world. So just share each other's information, share each other's channels, share each other's knowledge. Because, like I said, Eat Sleep Amazon, if I never met her when I did meet her, I would not know the information about Amazon that I do now, because Heather, her friend that she referred me to, helped me. So you see how, if only we just open up and talk, we can always be the difference. You are the difference. Never forget that. So until we meet again tomorrow, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. May it be better than your days. May it be better than the rest of tonight. May tomorrow surpass today's events to make it brighter than you can ever imagine. Yes. So I only wish utopia on all of us. Is that attainable? Maybe. Is it a figment of our imagination? Maybe. But if we keep striving for it, you'll be happy. Ding a ding a ding a ding. Anyway, guys, thanks for giving me a little bit of your time. Until we meet again, I am thankful. I care about you guys. I love you. And may you continue to shine your light so brightly towards me and everyone else you meet. Have a great evening.